we will show that the events of Jesus' ministry occur at the same location and in the same sequence as the events of Titus's military campaign that they represent. The Gospels were deliberately linked to the history of the Flavian military campaign written. I began studying the other two major works of the era, the New Testament and Wars of the Jews by Josephus, a Roman court historian who described the war between the Romans and the Jews in the first century. While reading these works side by side, I noticed an amazing connection between them. Certain events from the ministry of Jesus seem to closely parallel episodes from the military campaign of Roman Caesar Titus Flavius, a campaign which Flavius Josephus. Josephus at this time begins writing the history of the war, and he records that Titus gave him the Jewish scripture. Josephus's histories have always been associated with the origins of Christianity.
Time and again you can find parallels between what Josephus writes and what turns up in the Gospels. It's a powerful evidence of their true origin.
In reading the works of Josephus side by side with the Gospels, scholars have noticed parallels between the two works. It appears as though the history of Josephus records events.
The Flavians were proud of their invention and encoded into the Gospels a message to posterity. All of the events of Jesus' ministry were created as symbolic representations of the Flavians' military campaign through Judea. Jesus begins his ministry at the Sea of Galilee, where he tells his disciples that if they follow him, they will become fishers of men. That story was based on Titus's military victory at the Sea of Galilee, where he sank the Jews' fishing fleet and fished for men.
If you don't stop worshiping the false god, Christ, Baal, that's who he is, right? Mammon, you can call him whatever, Lucifer. We know it's a false god because nobody was worshiping Christ in the Old Testament.
Even though I couldn't see him or anything, it was dark, I couldn't see anything. But I knew it was Jesus, and then I also knew I was getting left behind for following false prophets.
So Jesus